Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl V the Notary. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So if you are a new real estate agent, regardless of where you live, and you have been having a really hard time with generating business, with creating leads, with finding leads, you do not know what to do, this video is for you, okay? And I need you to really listen closely because this video is going to completely change your real estate career. All right. So before we get started, I need for all of you to like, subscribe, and share, especially with the new realtor that you know that is having a hard time. They're on Reddit. They're just trying to figure out, what do I need to do to generate leads? Because if you don't have leads, how are you going to create business and close transactions? All right. So like, subscribe, and share. Make sure that you share this with your favorite realtors, specifically new realtors. But there are lots of existing realtors that have been in the game for a while that have a hard time with finding leads. All right, so this video is for you. So before I really start talking about, this subject, I have been a realtor for 4.5 years, and I have, for the most of the time that I've been a realtor, been a solo realtor, right? I've been doing my own thing, finding out how to generate business, struggling in that area. You guys know I was with Redfin for a while, and it's tough. This is why, like 90% of realtors within their first year, I think that is the statistic. It might be even higher than that. They end up quitting like after their first year because it's expensive to be a realtor, and then it's hard to generate leads like outside of your sphere of influence, which is the people in your life that you know that can possibly bring you business. Outside of that, it's like, where are you going to get the people from, right? You can create Instagram ads and Facebook ads, and you can do cold calling, but it's tough. And that is why people don't last in the business. And let me share something that I really know now that I wish that I knew in the beginning of my career, that probably would have changed the entire trajectory of my career, and may have even enticed me to become a full-time realtor, and just do this thing full-time. Maybe, I don't know. However, one thing that I recently did, again, I've been a solo agent for 4.5 years, but one thing I recently did a couple of months ago is I joined a real estate team. Okay. Real estate teams get a really bad rep, and they shouldn't. Okay. Because I have learned more in these few months that I have been on this real estate team than I have my entire career as a realtor. And it is, now, I don't know how long I'm going to stay on the team, I don't know. But the reason why I say for a new realtor, why you should join a real estate team, and I'm talking like immediately when you get your license, you need to join a team, is because you have access and support that you would not otherwise have. You know what I mean? Like, I am on a team, a very, very successful team, and it's 40 of us. It's 40 agents that are on this team, right? And we do support each other. We help each other out. I have access to systems that I never even thought of. We help each other with objection handling, listing presentations, just like really sharpening skills that I already kind of have, because I'm really comfortable speaking to people in general. But it's just being able to lean on someone or someone's people and really have a support system with, how to properly do listing presentations, make phone calls, different systems that you should be using, how to properly submit an offer, which these are things that I already kind of knew, or not kind of knew, I knew how to do it because I've submitted offers prior to being on this team. But it has just really honed in on some skills that, I didn't really even realize needed to be perfected, right? So not only do you have access to support systems when you're on a team, And you have access to amazing lenders. I've gotten great contractors. I already had, inspectors that I was working with, and a lender that I kind of had a relationship with, but it broadened that scope. You know what I mean? And then the most important thing is, if you get on a good team, you guys, you will have access to real estate leads that perhaps you didn't even have, right? Now, every lead is not created equal, but if you get on a good team in research, and a team that, when you're a new realtor, I know it's tough because some real estate teams won't even take you if you don't have experience. So, but there are a lot that will. So you research real estate teams at the brokerage that you are interested in being on, and you interview with them, and you'll get leads. Now, I have friends that have been on teams where they did not get any leads. And to me, what's the point? Because you do have to split your commission. That's the worst part about it. However, you are getting access to leads that you wouldn't otherwise have even had. So splitting commission from leads you had versus not having any transactions, I think you guys can probably tell which is the better option. But and then when you start getting transactions, you'll be able to build up your reviews and things like that. And in the meantime, you need to be building your business, working on your marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And so I wish that I had joined a team as soon as I became a realtor. Like, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would have, the moment I got my license, I would have joined a team. Now, again, a lot of teams get a bad rap, and they're not all created equal, but that is your job to do your due diligence and research and interview with teams, and join one that will be supportive, that will give you access to systems. Hello, there's so many different systems. Access to systems get you leads. Even on my team, we help each other. If I can't do a showing or whatever, if I have a listing and I needed to be checked up on, I have team members that will help me. So it's really, really nice. Again, now I don't know if this team thing is for me permanently, but it's funny, when I joined the team, I didn't know what to expect, again, because I've been a solo agent. But I am grateful that I have learned different things and perspectives on how to really create the best business for myself, and things that I was not doing. I'm like, man, I didn't even think of that, So it has been eye-opening for me in that aspect also. But aside from the reasons why I joined for new realtors, I'm telling you guys, you need to join a team. If you have been a realtor for 6 months to a year or less than 6 months, you should join a team, because your sphere of influence in the beginning, there's only so many people in your life that are going to be trying to buy or sell their house, right? And then there's only so many times your sister can buy a house, so you might get, and hopefully you have somebody in your sphere of influence who is looking to buy or sell their house. But they're probably not going to be buying another one for a while. So you have to know how to generate and market yourself. And people need to trust you in order to even want to work with you. You need to be able to tell them, what value are you going to add to them through this journey. That's the major thing. But you have to have an actual like a serious buyer or seller to do that, And if you're on a quality team, that will help you to get the leads, And again, every lead isn't good. You're going to have people. Let me say this, sidebar. I've never been in a business outside of real estate where people waste your time as much as they do in real estate, if you let them. And it's not even people's fault. People like to just go look at houses. People have questions. People will run you ragged if you let them do it with no intention to buy a home. And that's great. That's great for them, but not so good for you, So you have to structure your business in a way where, you add value, obviously, to whoever your client is. But in real estate, you got to kind of put your foot down on stuff, because people will waste your time. And so I say all that to say every lead is not good, because you do have some people who waste your time. And again, it's not their fault, right? They just want to look at a house, or they're inquiring about a house. But there are some really good leads that I have received from my team. And again, if you get on a good team, they will really, really set you up for success. Because when you become a realtor, you don't really know what you're doing. You go through all of that training, and if you're anything like me, I really learn by getting out and doing, right? So you do all this training, but the training that you take for whatever state you're becoming licensed in, it doesn't teach you about the documents. And I'm a loan signing agent, so I'm also very familiar with real estate documents. So that is helpful for me as well. But it doesn't teach you documents. It doesn't teach you how to submit an offer. It doesn't teach you how to, write a listing agreement. It doesn't teach you how to navigate MLS. Like, these are things that you have to learn when you're actually doing a transaction. If you're not getting transactions, how are you going to learn? So join a real estate team if you're a new agent. It will really, really change your career. I'm telling you. There are other things, that I have really ramped up, like open houses and things like that. Yes, that will also, be helpful in helping you find and generate real estate leads. But a good team is going to get you on the right path. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, because I'm on the team now, so I can really, really answer any questions that you have. Drop down in my comments, send me an email, and let me know if you are on a real estate team. I want to know your experience, because everybody's experience has not been the same as mine. I know a lot of realtors, and a really good friend of mine, and we're working together on some stuff like content. She was on a team and she didn't have the same experience. And then there's other team members on my current team who are on other teams, and they had like the experience from hell. So I do recognize that every team is not created equal, but that's why you got to really research the teams in your area to see who will be a good fit for you. And most importantly, a team that's going to provide you with quality leads. Okay. So if you have any questions, please drop down in the comments and let me know, and like, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.